Hi, I'm Kelly,
I'm Allison.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Kristen.
and this is Fear and Wine. Hi, welcome to Fear and Wine. We are a podcast about horror TV shows, movies, and more, and we are finishing up season 2 of Them, The Scare. We are on the final episode called The Box, and this episode is really cool, a lot of twists and turns, but everything gets answered here, and
Ugh.
Kristen's going to cover this one for us.
I don't want it to end, you guys.
I know.
I know.
This one, you know what? It was perfect. They didn't let it go on too long. I feel like
Yeah.
they told the story perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
is
like
an
that
excellent
too.
season. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
I want more. Like you guys have been saying, I think it's time for another. It really is.
Yeah. But since we love this show so much, we are also going to talk, instead of a question today, about other updates or recommendations or anything you've seen, done, watched that you would recommend. The holidays are coming up, and I know there's been a lot of new stuff come out lately. So
Mhm.
does anybody
Mhm.
have anything they want to recommend?
I haven't watched anything new lately. I never do, but I was curious if any of you guys have watched the new Frankenstein movie.
I didn't even know there's a new
No.
Frankenstein movie.
Yes,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jacob
Guillermo del
Elordi.
Toro.
Yeah, I know what you're
Mhm.
talking
Yeah,
about.
and Mia
Mhm.
Goth, and I've heard good things
Cool.
about it, and I've almost started it a time or two, but I just hadn't had time, and I wondered if anybody else had watched it
Well,
or
my
had anything
daughter
to say
watched
about
it.
it.
Yeah, my daughter
Okay,
watched
okay.
it.
What'd she
And
say?
so she loved it, but she told me
Oh,
it is
good.
so sad. And so I just wasn't in the mood to
Aw.
cry. And it's 2.5 hours long. So I was like,
Oh,
oof.
oh,
So
That's too much.
2.5 hours of being sad it's a lot for me. So
too
I
much.
didn't watch it
Yeah.
yet,
It's a
but
lot of
she highly
sadness.
recommends it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I might need to give it a shot, but if I get bored, I'll just fast forward through it, as
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
As you should. Well, I've actually watched a crazy amount of movies over the last week for some reason, which I don't usually do. So, shows wise, I highly recommend Pluribus. Is anyone else watching that yet?
No, but
No,
it
but it's
looks
on my
so
list.
good.
It looks
Yes.
good.
It's so
Do you
good.
like it?
It's so good. I love it. And you know how I feel about Breaking Bad. So hearing that the showrunner or whatever was the same guy as Breaking Bad, I was like, but no, it's
Mhm.
amazing. It's only 3 episodes though. So Kelly, I know you like to watch kind of binge more, so you might want to wait
Mhm.
a couple more
Okay.
weeks because it will make you want to keep watching. And then if there isn't any more to
Oh,
watch,
okay.
I get annoyed.
So, can you give me a quick, just like summary? Because I know I remember watching the trailer, but I don't totally know what it's about.
Well, okay, so I feel like if I tell you too much of what it's about, it will take away
It'll ruin
some
it?
of the fun of it.
Okay.
But they did release the first 5 minutes before the show came out. And so I'll tell you what happens
Okay.
there. Okay, so there's these two guys and they work like with these satellites out in the middle of nowhere. And they seem to be like trying to intercept things from space. And they pick up the sound, I guess, that for the first time, no one has ever found it before, but it's coming from far away. And so people are trying to decode it. They're trying to figure out what it is. And then right at the end of that 5 minutes, one of the two guys finally figures out that it's actually like DNA sequencing, that by converting the sound into something with DNA sequence, it creates some kind of biologic or some kind of thing that they can study. So, and that's all I'll tell you. But
Interesting.
yeah, so it's got a sci-fi for sure, huge sci-fi aspect, but I think it's meant to be much more a commentary about us as a society and what our priorities are and that kind of thing. So it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Movie-wise, I watched 3 movies. I watched Roof Man, which I think I mentioned to Leah. I loved it. I love Channing
Yeah.
Tate-Yum though, so and he is so good in it. And it was a fun movie. And then Caddo Lake. Has anyone ever watched that?
No, I've
No,
never heard
I
of
don't know
that.
that one.
Okay, Kelly, you would like it.
Okay.
Caddo, Caddo Lake. It takes place on this lake, and there's kind of like there's a place in the middle where there's a time travel aspect loop thing that's
Ooh.
there. So that's all I'll say about that. But you'll like that. And then I watched Begonia. Have you guys seen
Oh, I've
Mm-mm.
piece of that?
seen so many
Emma
ads for that, and
Stone?
I don't know what it is about it. I'm just like, please get this off my screen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's
I don't know
insane. Well,
why.
it's like these two guys who you get the vibe at the beginning that they are like environmental terrorists or something like this. They kidnap this billionaire woman and they trap her in the basement because they think she's an alien. They shave her head and cover her with lotion and all this stuff. And again, I won't say where it goes from there, but it was quite good. I think Kelly, I think you would actually really like it. So
Okay.
recommend Begonia. That's it. It's a
I'll
lot,
take your
but
word for it because there's just something about it visually that it like totally turned me off. I'm like, please, I
Is
don't
it
want to
Emma
watch this
Stone or is
anymore.
it just the?
No, because I really actually like her, but I don't know.
Okay.
her
Maybe it was
covered in the
just I
lotion
saw
with her
too
head
much of
shaved.
it.
I don't know.
Maybe that was it.
I like Emma Stone, but some people don't. I don't know why.
Sometimes, especially with the way that stuff is advertised or like pushed on us nowadays, where it's like you get little clips, little clips, little clips over and over and over, where I'm like, I'll
Mhm.
scroll on TikTok and it's like, I've seen this already 100
Mm.
times. And it makes
Mm.
me like, they did that to me with Wicked. I just
I
saw so
too
much
much?
think if you
Ariana Grande.
watch
I couldn't
Oh,
take
yeah,
it.
I can't watch that
Okay.
either, but I think if you watched this, you wouldn't know at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it really like, it really is it's wild. I don't wanna say too much because I think it would ruin it for anyone
Yeah.
watching, but it is a wild movie for sure.
Social media has just ruined stuff for me in general. It's like I want to know about a movie. I want to see the trailer and then I want to be like surprised until I watch it. I don't want to see people talking
Yeah.
about it everywhere. I don't want to see 100 ads for it before I watch it. Like I don't know. It's kind of ruined it for me, I guess, but
I love going in blind to
Mm.
something, and you tend to be more the
Mhm.
type that likes a spoiler though, Leah, so I'm surprised to hear you
I
say
do.
that.
I do. I think it's just I get it's like oversaturation for me where I'm just
Okay.
like I feel like almost like I've seen it already because I have seen so many ads or so many
Mhm.
clips or so much talk about something where
Content.
it's just like I feel yeah, there's so much content
Mhm.
about something in particular that I'm like it takes any interest away I've had to see it myself, I guess.
I get that.
Yeah. Anywho.
Mm.
Kelly,
Well, I
Allison, what
guess
are you guys
I
watching?
can go. So for me, I have recently started, and I can't wait to like get back to the rest of it after this. That new show on Peacock, All Her Fault.
I want to watch it so bad.
It's
Ooh.
really good so
I've heard
far.
nothing but good things. I
Is
I
that
really want to
Yeah.
started
watch
good?
it.
it.
It's
Mhm.
it's very like a mystery, and it's like about a kid being kidnapped. Like I think that's on the surface. It seems like
Yeah.
underneath, it's really about how having kids ruin your life, especially if you have any sort of career
Oh
goals.
hell. Okay.
That's really seems to be what I'm gathering from this whole story. It's like, wow,
I'm
just
gonna
I
watch that then.
mean,
That's
I
the
have to see
theme.
what they're
it really
talking about.
is.
Mhm.
That the theme is having kids will destroy your life if you want to have a career
or
and,
do anything literally
and
at all or have
at all.
money
Yeah.
or time
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
fun.
And you
Yeah,
can't
I
trust
mean,
all this.
nannies, so they really yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'll
it's
probably
very
start that
interesting.
tonight.
Yeah, it's good though. I had to finally go to sleep, so I had to turn it off, but I can't wait to finish it.
Mm.
And then I did start my show Squid Game: The Challenge season 2 because
I
I
gotta
love a
start
Squid
that.
Game, and the challenge is even better than the real show. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
hilarious to me.
I wish they would
It's
put the
so
people
good.
from the challenge onto the Squid Games show because I think that would be a funny mashup, and I would enjoy that. Then I'd watch it.
Right?
That would
Like the
be
real The Challenge?
Yeah, the
Yes. That
challenge
would be
people,
great.
but doing Squid Games, I would
Mhm.
love it. Mhm. Sorry, go ahead.
Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do that,
I saw
one
a clip
time.
of that where the girl's like trying to put something together and she's shaking so badly she's like
Mhm.
can't do anything at all and I'm just
It's
like
so I
I
mean, it's
don't
so
think
'cause
you're good for this game.
it's intense
Mhm.
because, like, even though they're, like, fake deaths, they do get shot when they lose, like in Squid Game.
Ugh.
So, I guess they just and it doesn't seem to really hurt, but some
No, it's
people
funny
yell
though.
like
It's
it
like a
hurts, but
paintball or something, right? Or
yeah,
like a
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
some
exactly what it is. But I think even with that aspect of it, people get really, like, that level nervous, like, it's not just a game anymore
right.
type of thing, so
Also when
it's
there's
really
money
good.
on the line.
And it's like $4 million, so it's
Oh
a lot
my
of money.
gosh, are you
Mhm.
serious?
Yeah, they
Whoa.
give away $4 million.
I would all of
Yeah.
a sudden become so athletic. I'd be like
It doesn't
gangly
it's it
eyed.
Right?
it doesn't require any sort of athleticism.
No, just
No,
like
it's a lot of, like,
skill.
thinking games
Okay.
and skill and just, like,
I need to get
weird
Ruby
things
on
you need to be
there.
able to, like build the card
Yeah.
tower. Like,
She's
that's
good
what
at
she was getting
puzzles and
nervous
things
with.
like that.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Yeah, I don't know. So these ones, do they mimic? Because I know there was that other Squid Game series, like the other season. Do they
Mhm.
mimic the same games that are in that?
Yes,
Okay.
they do the same
Okay.
games that were in season 2. Now, in season 2, they had less because of the way the story went, less games that you saw than in season 1, but so far they've done all the games that they did in season 2, and they've had to add some extras.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But and there is no if anybody's wondering, because in season 2, there's a baby involved, nobody's pregnant and nobody has a baby on the challenge so far
So far,
in the challenge, because
there's
that
time.
was the weird turn with Squid Game season 2 is that the baby won, everything.
Stop. No, it did not.
Not even joking.
Are you serious?
Not kidding. The baby won Squid Game.
How did I not hear about that?
I don't know. It's an infant. It's just
That's
infant swaddled,
crazy.
and it's the last thing alive on the platform, and so it wins again.
Nice.
I
It works.
kind of love that twist.
I loved it at the end. I was like, "This is wild. Are you really telling me this infant's gonna?" And the infant won. I was like, "I'll be." And they gave it the money. It's like, "I'll be damned." They just let this infant win.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then one other thing I did. I went to the Harry Potter Forbidden Forest experience
Yes.
last week when I was in Chicago. It is so cool. So if you're at
looks
all a
cool.
Harry Potter fan or like anything like super immersive, for the holidays, they do it a few places around the country and it moves. It looks like every year it's in 4 different cities.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was looking at their schedule of like last year's and this year, so it's going to be in 4 more cities next time. But it's like a 70-minute hike through a real forest. They put it out in a forest somewhere every time they do it. And it's just a lot of lights and sounds and animatronics from the Harry Potter world. So especially if you aren't able to get to Universal Studios to see any of the real Harry Potter worlds, we're lucky that we live close enough that we can do that.
Right. That's what I was going to say. You were
But-
spoiled by being able to go
I
to that.
know.
And so, like, I was wondering how this would compare by. I mean, obviously, it's not, a theme park, but it's like still, I
Right.
wondered if it would tickle
I
your
think it's-
fancy.
Yeah, I think it was very, very comparable because the one thing that they don't do at any of the parks is the Forbidden Forest. And you see why, because you have to make it in a real forest makes it even better. Like it's real trees,
Yeah.
so I really like how they did that. So if you get a chance to go to one, I definitely recommend it. It's really cool.
I'm so glad
So-
that was just happened to be near you when you
I
were there.
know.
That's cool.
Yeah, someone just saw it and sent me the link. So I was
That's
like, all right.
awesome. My
Yeah.
favorite part, you showed us some of the pictures, but they were all the spiders, like where you
Yes.
went down that part with all the spiders and the webs. That was really
Mhm.
cool.
That was really cool, yeah.
I love
That's it.
immersive stuff.
Me too.
Me too.
Those are mine.
I miss
do you-
like back in I'm sorry, but I miss back in the
Oh.
old days when you could go to, studio tours that like Universal would have like the lot tour.
Yeah, the
You
back
could see,
lot.
yeah, the back lot tour, and you could see like the Golden Girls house
Mhm.
or the Nickelodeon studio where you could go through and see sets for like Clarissa Explains It All or like different shows that you
Mhm.
watched. And I don't know, it's so cool getting to see stuff like that. I wish they still had a lot of that
I know.
type
that
of
was
thing
a good
around.
tour.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
What do you have, Al?
There's so much new TV on that I just can't compute it, so I won't start stuff. But I just found out the other day, well, not the other day, like a month ago, that Loot was a show, and they're into season 3. But I love it.
It's a
I've
good
just been
show.
binging Loot
Is that
With Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph.
Yes, okay. I knew I had seen
It's
that
good.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yeah,
cute?
I had no idea. And my mom's like,
love
"Oh yeah,
her.
we're on season 3." I said, "Oh my gosh!" Well,
Oh,
I just found
wow.
out that it was a show, so I'll just
Yeah,
be watching.
you
that.
would like it, Leah.
Would I?
You
I
would.
love
It's
her.
good.
She's
It's
very
cute.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Short
might have to give that a
episodic
shot.
comedy. I think you would like it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds right
you'll
up
be
my
able to
alley.
slide right through it.
Cool.
Mhm.
And then, of course, I love my trash TV, so I started Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 3.
Wait, it's out? When did that come out?
Girl, yeah.
How are they
I've been
still? Is it
waiting.
Thursday, Friday? I think it came out.
Okay, I got to catch up
Girl,
on
they
that
doing.
now.
They just, they just do stuff.
Are they
That
still just
cliffhanger was
talking
great.
about like the same drama? I mean, I
It's
started.
more
I
new
think I watched
drama.
New
There's
drama.
new drama. There's
There's new
old,
drama.
old
How much
drama,
drama do
new
these
drama.
Mormon wives have?
Well, you
Like,
know,
I
each
drank a
season you
soda
got to move on
today.
to a new wife. So,
Isn't one of them
Oh.
on Dancing
this
with the
season's
Stars?
kind of like Jesse's.
Yes.
Two
Okay.
of them are on Dancing with the Stars. One's already gone.
Oh.
One's still in.
Oh, okay.
And then one's the new
Mhm.
Bachelorette.
Yep, and one's
Oh.
gonna be the
Oh,
new
that's
Bachelorette, the
right.
main one.
They're
What the
taking
hell?
over. We're
Oh,
all
my
taking
homegirl,
Mormon
Taylor
wives.
Frankie
sorry.
Paul.
I like to meet new
Yeah.
people, and come on, they're recycling the same group. to save money, probably. Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, no,
Mhm.
because I mean, Vanderpump Rules did that. Like all those shows use
I
the
guess,
same group.
okay.
true.
I guess it's a
Mhm.
Bravo
Yeah.
universe
Because you
sort
want
of
it's
thing.
kind of hard when you have to get into like new characters over and over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah, new
Okay,
groups
that's
only
fair.
work on something where people win. Other
Like
than that,
competition
it's,
shows, yeah.
it's a story, so
Okay.
you want the same people.
That's
yeah.
fair. I get that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Ooh, speaking of Bravo, I heard that Vicky was coming back to Real Housewives.
She
Yeah, I
is.
don't
cannot
really care
wait.
about that.
You don't care?
I like
I don't
Vicky.
like
I'm
Vicky.
You don't
excited to
like
have her
Vicky?
back.
Mm-mm.
I always
I mean,
like
she
Vicky.
was a little boring the last time she was on, but
No, she makes good TV. I just don't like her as a person.
oh,
Oh yeah, no,
that's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. But I just
Great
love her
TV
on the
though. Great
show.
TV. Yeah.
I miss her presence on the show a lot.
Me too. Me
So.
too.
Yeah, it'll probably pick it back up because I feel like this past season the OC was just
It's been rough a couple.
it needed some. It
Yeah.
needs something.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I mean, I know the fighting is fun, but personally for me, like when it gets to be too much, like it's like, okay, can we like move on to something else? It's like the same argument hashed out over the whole season, and I'm like, ugh, that kind of bores me a little bit. But
Mhm.
OC's just got my heart. I'm always gonna watch OC. It's just the way it is.
It's the OG.
It
Might
is
as
the
well.
OG. What about that cheer show, Allison? Were you watching that new?
Oh yeah, I
good.
watched
Is it good?
I gotta watch
Mhm.
the second episode, but the first episode was good. I was like, I'm hooked. I'm in. It's literally just like a parody of Monica, what's her toes from Cheer.
From Cheer.
Yeah, that
Oh,
the
that
coach?
documentary that was on Netflix. Yeah,
Mhm.
it feels like it's just like a, and I think she might be on an episode. I thought I saw. I don't
Oh,
know. I
that's
couldn't get that up.
cute.
But I think it's just a parody of like the Southern lady running a cheer team at
At
a
a junior college. And it's
Yeah,
Sammy
junior
Davis Junior
college.
Senior College is the name
Yeah.
of it. It's so good.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, Jen Lyon, who is the blonde, I guess the coach, I love
Okay.
her on
Mhm.
Claws. I mean, I know she's been in other stuff, but I just loved her on Claws, that show with Niecy Nash. So
Yes.
that when I saw
Mhm.
her that she was in it, I was like, oh, I might have to give this a shot.
No,
looked
it's,
really
It's
cute.
good. It feels good to have just like little sitcoms back again. I don't know. I
Mhm.
feel like we just got so far into like nothing but reality that I kind of miss just
Yeah.
the cute sitcoms.
I have just some free channels on my TV that I just show kind of the same things over and over again. Like one every morning has King of Queens on, which you know how I feel about that. I leave that on for my
Mhm.
dog all day. But there's one that has been showing Reno 911 episodes.
I love Reno 911.
I love Reno 911, and I forget how funny it was. So I'll sit and watch that sometimes, and it just cracks me up. And I'm with you. I want to laugh sometimes. And
Yeah,
just
especially
a
now.
little
I think
short.
we just need to laugh.
Yeah, just something
Mhm.
silly that just I can turn my brain off and I can laugh for a little
Yeah.
while. I love that.
Were those your only ones? Allison,
Yep, that's
you
it.
watched Selling Sunset though. Do you recommend this last season?
Oh, I sure, girl. I'm sorry. It just pissed me off so bad. I forgot I watched it. Not because it was a bad season. The people in it just pissed me off. They done made me mad.
Do they actually sell anything on there, or is it just like
They
them
say
in
they
fancy
do.
clothes?
I don't know that anybody sold anything this season. But that's the whole reason they got rid of Tampa because they weren't selling anything.
I was gonna say, I wish they would bring that back. I enjoyed selling Tampa a lot.
I feel like they did sell just as much as anybody else
Listen,
sold.
it's
Yeah.
not. That wasn't the reason, and
I know, we know that wasn't the
Oh.
reason. But, yeah. All right. Well, those are all the recommendations then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So funny. None of them horror related.
I know. Well, we watch a lot of it for this, and then
Ooh, did you guys see though that American Horror Story season 13 is coming and Jessica Lane's gonna be on it?
yes,
I
we
did see
get
that she was
update.
coming back. Yeah.
That
I am
that
Dude, you know what the-
excited for that.
So
Mhm.
excited.
Did they give the theme yet?
I don't
Uh,
think
No,
so.
I
but
don't think so. I think
I'm
they just dropped
hoping-
the list.
Maybe it'll be a second season of the Coven. I would love that. I loved Coven as one of
Oh,
my
It literally has
favorites.
all the hard hitters from every season, so
Mhm.
it should be a good one. And they should stop after this. I want them to
Yes.
be done.
Go out with
Yes.
a bang. Mhm,
Yes,
like
exactly.
George.
Keep Kim Kardashian off of it. I don't want to see her ass on
Mhm.
there nowhere. Just just
I
let it
really-
be good.
I liked the Coven season. I think I actually stopped watching towards the end though, whenever there was like, I don't know, there was like some violent shooting or something with Gabourey Sidibe. She was in a scene and it was violent and I
Yeah.
didn't like it and I
Mhm.
kind of stopped watching at that part.
Hmm.
But
Mhm.
I just can't. They always get too violent for me.
They go
There's
off
like-
the rails at the end.
At the
sometimes.
end,
They do.
Yeah, they
he
usually.
makes
That's
them reel
Ryan
that
Murphy's
in a little
style.
bit.
That's his
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we will move on to the finale. I can't believe we're at the finale of them
Yay.
season
I
2.
can't either. I'm ready to see how this all wraps up, but I also don't want it to be over. I really
I'm
like
gonna
all
go
the
through
characters
withdrawal.
and
Hmm.
and I like how the story is, pretty easy to follow. It's not a bunch of convoluted stuff. It's like
Yes.
just
One main story,
right,
pretty much.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And this episode, it is less dialogue and going to be more of me describing what's happening. So I really tried to be descriptive and might take a little longer for that reason. But I think this episode's worth really going through from little by little. So
For the finale of Them Season 2, we decided to pair the episode with The Walking Fool Red Blend from Camus Vineyards. The Walking Fool opens with scents of rustic wood, sweet spices, ripe strawberries and cherries, and a hint of cigar. The palate is smooth and lively with flavors of raspberry, cranberry, and espresso. Pair this wine with beef, spicy foods, and lamb. Enjoy! For more information about us and all of the wines that we feature, visit our website at fearandwine.com. And make sure you follow Fear and Wine wherever you listen to podcasts so that you don't miss a new episode. And if you like us, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. Thanks!
the episode is titled The Box, and it is episode 8 of season 2, them, titled The Scare. The episode opens with a close shot video recording of Edmund, and it's definitely like an old VHS grainy style. And he's looking devastated in the image, and all he says is, "Ever since I left your house, all I see is blood." The video ends, and we see Edmund now alive, and he's like waking up laying on a floor. And lying next to him is the version of Edmund that we've been seeing terrorizing everybody in 1990. So it's almost like they're laying in like a 69 position, but not on top of each other, but like, you know, side by side.
Like,
Um,
yeah.
Like a yin yang.
Okay, yeah.
yes, sorry.
Like
But
fetal
it is like,
position.
yeah, like a 6'9", but
Yeah, 6'9", yeah.
not a 6'7". Sorry. Anyway, so Edmund's lying there and he's crying and he's clutching this Raggedy Andy doll that he has. And the demon Raggedy Andy Edmund, who I don't know, did you realize before the finale, or does it not say it before the finale? He is called the Scare. So when he's speaking in the subtitles,
Oh.
yeah, it says the Scare. And then it,
Oh.
yeah, the first time
Okay.
I watched it,
That's
I
why they
had
call
no
it
idea.
that.
So his name,
Huh.
his monster name is the Scare, because every time he says something in the episode, I noticed in the subtitle it would say the Scare, and then it would have his line there. So I finally
Oh,
understood.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I really like
So I'm
that.
gonna call
That's a
him the
kind of a cool
Scare.
monster name.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree. And I'm going to call him the Scare from now on. So the Scare laughs maniacally and he starts telling the weeping Edmund that they've found him. And while this is happening, we can hear sirens and we see flashing lights through the window. And scattered around them both is this gang of red yarn. You know, like the red yarn keeps showing up all over the place. And it's a ridiculous amount, almost like someone pulled out like 100 things of yarn and just scattered it around the room. And then there's some mannequin heads and hundreds of VHS tapes. Like, definitely that was something it seems that Edmund was really obsessed with, was recording himself. So he just has hundreds of them laying around the room around him. So right as the LAPD is getting ready to bust in, you can hear them like banging on the door. They're saying that they're there to get him. The Scare tells him to give himself to him. And he says he will make them all pay and he will bring her to them. So at this point, he's telling him that he'll bring Dawn to them. So Edmund has a knife in his hand. And as the Scare brings his hand up to his neck and pretends to slit his throat, like a mimicking of it, Edmund mimics the movement in real life and actually slits his own throat just at the moment that the cops break down the door. And he falls to the ground. And at this point, the Scare smiles and he turns and he walks out the door while the cops are coming in. And at this point, Dawn is jolted awake in bed. So it almost felt like this memory was a nightmare that she was having, but almost as if she's being given parts of the story by Edmund or by the Scare through her dreams.
Or it's
So
just like her
as
twin intuition, like,
yeah, yeah.
that something's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Dawn begins to get up from the bed, we see Kelvin is actually beside her. She's slept next to him the whole night, but she hears a noise in the hallway and she begins to walk slowly towards the noise and into the hall. She follows the noise into Athena's room, and sitting on the bed is a headless Athena. And she says in a
Oh,
yeah,
God.
she says
That's
in a
awful.
demonic voice, I
Mm.
couldn't save them. Just then, Dawn is jolted awake in bed again with Calvin beside her. So, one of those dream within a dream things where you thought she was awake, but she
Ugh.
was actually still sleeping. So, she holds him and she tells him she's not going to let him hurt him, that she's going to keep him safe. And just at this
There's
moment, there is
something, like,
actually,
just
go ahead. Sorry.
sorry. There's just something so extra unnerving about a headless body. I can't deal with it.
Mm,
I just can't deal
hmm
with it. I
It's
don't wanna see
awful, for
that.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So in this moment, there's a knock at the front door, and Dawn answers it, and it's actually Kelvin's dad, Corey. So he has come to help out Dawn with everything that's going on, and they both immediately embrace him, and it's kind of like a little happy family moment. So with Kelvin safe with his dad, Dawn decides to investigate the box that Athena had kept hidden in her room. So she goes into Athena's room, she pulls the box out of the closet, and she opens it up, and there are two baby blankets. There's a pink one and a blue one in there, and there are also two little notes that say, to my baby boy and to my baby girl. At this moment, Dawn hears voices downstairs and realizes someone else is there. And when she comes down, Diaz is there with Corey. She asks if he has the Edmonds Gaines info that she asked for, and he says it's on the way. When he asks why she wants it, she sits him down and shows him the connections she's made between all the murders and the correlations to her own life and Edmund's life. Since she is basically suggesting something supernatural is going on because they both know Edmund Gaines is dead, Diaz looks kind of incredulous, but he entertains her ideas. However, he does discourage her from going to the Mott house to investigate further. He says he'll be in touch further with more info, but she just needs to sit put. Dawn immediately heads to the Mott house anyway. So literally disregards everything he says, packs up, heads to the Mott house. She knows Kelvin's safe with his dad, so she feels like she can do what she needs to do now. So as she's walking in, she starts playing her tape recorder from the first time she walked into the house and recorded her notes from the day they were called when Bernice died. As she walks in the house, we actually see that McKinney is sitting in a car outside watching her, and they pan from McKinney, and Diaz is actually in the car with him. And I was pissed. I was like, damn it, Diaz. Definitely gave
Yeah.
into the McKinney side. So she starts working her way back through the house and she's reviewing her notes as she does it. So while she's describing the things in her notes, she's going back to the exact same places that she was when she walked in the first time. And we're seeing things look different for some reason. So, for example, when she initially walked into the home, she had approached a clock on the wall where she read that it was stopped at 3:17. But this time, when she walks up to the wall, we see that the clock is gone from the wall and it doesn't look like it's been there for a long, long time because there's a spot where a clock would have been at some point. Out in the
Mhm.
car, Diaz is snitching and telling McKinney everything that Dawn said, and he calls her delusional. McKinney calls her psychotic, and Diaz actually tries to kind of backtrack and defend her when he realizes how, mad McKinney is. But McKinney suggests that she is returning to the scene of her crime. He talks about how all of the murders are connected to Dawn, disregarding the Edmund part.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's suggesting
Mhm.
that she's responsible. Back inside, Dawn notes describe a glass door that has panes knocked out and it's broken, and we can see in her memory that it's completely shattered. However, when she approaches the door now, it's completely unscathed. The panes aren't broken and it looks completely normal. She appears visibly confused, though. She doesn't quite understand why things aren't looking the same. She's definitely noticing that the notes aren't matching up. So at this point, she enters Bernice's bedroom, and the TVs are all still stacked in front of the bed the way they were. But when she goes into the closet that was previously filled with dirty diapers, it's now clean and appears to never have been in that state. It's kind of confusing. The floor she remembered being wood and dirty and covered with diapers, but now it has carpet covering it. And I mean, who would go in and remodel a home that's still a crime
Mhm.
scene? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Well,
So,
yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, how long has it been since that happened? Because that's what I would imagine was like, "Oh, somebody came in to fix it up." But,
yeah, no, there's still crime
like,
scene tape. Yeah, and the TVs are still at the end of the
oh,
bed. And so there's
got it,
definitely
okay.
parts of it. Yeah, so she's confused, visibly confused. So at this point she decides to pull up the carpet in the corner, and that then she sees the floor the way that she had remembered it. And at this point she begins to spiral because she realizes that the notes she was taking the first time were more likely memories from PTSD, and the way she sees
Oh.
things, yeah, were the way that she saw them when she was a child, when she was living there.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so she's spiraling. So
Mhm.
back at home, Kelvin's dad is asking him what's been going on and trying to get more information out of him. And Kel starts to describe the scare. He's describing this monster that's been terrorizing them. And while Corey, looks skeptical, he tells his son that he believes him and he's there to protect him. And as he's comforting Kel, he catches a glance in the mirror that's off to the side. And Kelvin appears to have this Raggedy Andy hair. But when Kel kind of jumps up to look at him, the vision's gone. Yeah. So now the
It's
dad's
not
even
funny, but
seeing,
it's
I
not
mean,
Yeah.
funny. It's just the hair.
it's the hair.
Just the hair. I'm just
Yeah. I
picturing
mean,
like him turning to the side, like in that Michael Jackson black or white video, how the heads are turning. I'm just picturing like he turns and he's just like Raggedy Andy
Red
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
oh, I wish.
Silly.
All right. Well, so Dawn ends up getting called back to Diaz's house to inspect the evidence that he got on Edmund. She pulls a VHS tape out and pops it in. And at this point, we see the footage of Edmund that played at the beginning of the episode, and she immediately recognizes him as the man who came to her house that day. He is talking as if he's talking to Dawn and says he can't believe that she doesn't remember the closet and the box. He goes on to say how jealous he is that she doesn't have to remember everything the way that he does, and then delivers the line that he gave at the beginning of the episode. Ever since I left your house, all I can see is blood. And he's wearing that same Cosby sweater he had on. So I get the idea that he recorded this just after leaving her house and then going on to murder and do the things that he did. So at this point, he storms off camera on the videotape. And when he appears back on camera, he's now wearing a Raggedy Andy wig. Diaz immediately says,
It makes me laugh every time.
and Diaz looks at it and goes, the red-haired man. And Dawn gets ready to leave and head back to Kelvin. She's now, realizing, putting everything together, realizing that it's definitely something supernatural. So just then, McKenny enters the house and pulls his gun on Dawn. And she's ready to go because she's going to take care of her son. But Diaz tells McKenny to let her leave. But McKenny refuses and orders Dawn to the ground. So he's actually pointing a gun at her and she's laying on the ground. She complies and he starts talking about how, quote unquote, you people should never have been given badges. And when Dawn tries to say he won't shoot her, he brings up the other black guy that he killed and suggests it's not a one-off. He then kicks Dawn, like literally kicks her in the stomach, and starts handling her very, very aggressively. And Diaz pulls his gun on McKinney, and McKinney ends up shooting Diaz. So a struggle ensues now. Dawn has a chance to kind of break free. She and McKinney are wrestling on the ground, and McKinney ends up getting shot and killed. Rolls over, he's bleeding. But Diaz is alive. He's seen everything and says that he will call in backup and that she needs to go get to her son right now. Back at home, Kel and Corey are in the kitchen and they hear a loud noise in the other room. So Corey grabs a knife from the block and tells Kel to stay put while he checks it out. Horror trope, leaving someone alone in a room, just the
Mhm.
worst, but whatever, they keep doing it.
Right.
Just as he walks out, the record player in the house turns on, and it's the Raggedy Ann and Andy cartoon theme song that's playing. We can see it on the record. And Corey heads up the steps with his knife, and once he's upstairs, there is red yarn hanging from every surface in the hallway. Like it's covering almost like spider webs all over the hallways. The music starts to warp and sound creepy as Corey gets about halfway down the hall, and all of a sudden, he's lassoed by like some of the red yarn. It comes around his legs and yanks him out from under his.
I know it's not funny at all, but just something about
The
it. It's
I mean, it
visual,
is.
yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have explained it in a less silly
No,
way,
no, no,
but it
no.
is like a
I'm
lasso.
sure it was
It's
terrifying. Yeah.
well, it does pull him out from under his feet, and then we realize that the scare is actually pulling him by the yarn down the hallway. So Kelvin calls out from downstairs and gets no response from his dad, and he's getting scared. He starts to head towards the stairs, calling for his dad, and just then a limp Corey is thrown down the stairs and breaks the entire banister and lands limply on the ground. And I don't know why, but this one did make me laugh for some reason. There's something that shouldn't be comical about the way that Corey's thrown down the stairs. Yeah,
It's like
like
one of those very obvious, like, fake bodies that they just throw over,
yes,
and then when it
yes.
pans back to him, it's like him
Yeah.
again. I love when they do that.
Yeah, I
It's
do
kind of
too.
like that.
It doesn't
He
really
looks
work
like a
for
rag doll.
horror, but yeah. It's
So
almost
the
like,
rag doll.
whenever they use, like, a full adult man for a stunt person for, like, a little child. I love that. I
Yeah,
love that.
I agree. Well, yeah, and then finding out that all those kids chasing Gladys at the end of whatchamacallit, we're
Oh,
all little
weapons.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was great.
Yeah. That's a good way around it because you're still using an adult, but they're
Yeah, 100%.
smaller, so
Mhm.
it's
I guess they do
yeah,
it a lot in with stunts with kids. They use little people a lot.
interesting.
So there's a big industry for people who are vertically
Yeah.
challenged to get into the
That
acting world. So
that makes sense whenever you're trying to make it look realistic, but if it's, like, a silly where it doesn't matter, I'm a big fan of it, like, panning over and you're
obviously
like,
being
"Oh, all
weird,
of a sudden this little 10-year-old girl
Yeah.
is like a
has
full
a
adult man with
mustache.
huge muscles." Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I love that.
Oh,
I'm
it's
a
so
big
good. All
fan.
right. So anyway, Kelvin runs over to his dad and he's trying to get him up, but he's not getting up. And when he looks up, the scare is actually standing right in front of him and says, "Are you scared?" with that voice and a really creepy smile. And as Kel tries to kind of back away and get further away from down the hall from him down the hall, the scare runs on full speed towards him. So we now come to Dawn. She's racing into the driveway and she finds her ex-husband on the floor. He actually appears to still be alive, but when Dawn starts to ask about Kelvin, we hear Kelvin cry out, "Mom," from what appears to be the television. And when Dawn looks at the TV, it begins to flash images of various things from Bernie Smott's house, as well as both iterations of Edmund and a picture of Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. So it's kind of flashing all these images on the screen. So at this point, he looks at Dawn from the TV screen and says, "Time to come home, sis," and shows a pleading and screaming Kelvin. The TV then turns off, and Dawn immediately knows where she needs to go. Back to the Mott House. She busts through the crime tape again at the Mott House and comes in with her gun and flashlight drawn. She's screaming out for Kelvin, and her flashlight stops working, of course, and then the door slams shut, and she's completely in darkness. We then hear Kelvin scream, and all the lights turn on in the house, one at a time, and we see the house now looking much cleaner and newer and kind of like more old-fashioned, almost like 60s style decor or 70s style decor. Dawn is now seeing the house as it was decades ago. So she recognizes the house because now it looks the way that it did when she lived there. A much younger Bernice Mott comes out of the bedroom screaming, "Why do you always run from me?" A young boy grabs Dawn's hand and pulls her down the hall, and they go and hide under the table together. Just as Bernice almost gets there to them, he pulls her and runs down the hall again with her. Bernice throws something at the star-shaped clock, and it breaks on the wall. This is that same clock that Dawn had noticed earlier. Bernice is
Mhm.
raging around the house. She's looking for the kids, and she's like, she almost seems like she could be drunk, or I mean, I've never seen this amount of rage in a sober person in my life, but she's raging. So at this point, Dawn is now under the sink with the child Raymond and a bunch of cleaning products. So remember in the beginning, Leah, when you
Mm.
were like, "Why those cleaning
Yep.
products?" This
Yep.
was
We're
why.
all
It's a
lined
big
up. Yep, yep.
Mhm.
yeah. This was all a part of that traumatic memory of theirs of hiding under the sink. So they're under there and he's reassuring her that he will keep them safe. Dawn realizes that they used to hide there and asks the small boy if that's why he put her there. Just then, the cabinet doors bust open and Dawn is pulled out screaming by the scare and dragged down the hall, again at warp speed. This guy moves really fast when he's,
I'm, like,
mad.
underestimating these boots, man. I keep thinking they're gonna hinder him, but no.
No,
Yeah,
he's
They're
fast
Sometimes
like
he
with
has
them.
he has vampire speed sometimes. That's what I call it, where he just like runs
That's
fast real
exactly what it is. All right, so Dawn ends up in the living room, and when she stands up, now we see an even younger version of Bernice Mott. So younger than the one that we just saw chasing them around the house. And now she's actually at the front door with a young girl who's holding two babies in blankets. One is wrapped in pink, and the other is in a blue blanket. Bernice is reassuring the girl that the babies will be well taken care of. And as the camera pans up, we see the baby's mother. Leah, do you have any guess who the baby's mother is?
No, I don't think I
This is the
do.
best part.
I
It
don't
is.
think
really
I
is.
do. I feel like
It's
I should know,
Ruby.
but I don't.
It's Ruby
It's
from season 1.
From season
it's
1, yeah.
Ruby from season 1, the little
Mhm.
girl,
The
Yeah.
older
The older
daughter.
the
girl.
daughter.
The
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The one who
Yeah.
put the white paint on
What?
herself and all that. Mhm.
The
Mhm.
cheerleader.
It's
Yep.
Yep.
yeah. Yep.
What?
Yeah, my
That's
mind was blown.
awesome.
I get chills right now even thinking about the
I
reveal
know.
there.
Did you think
Yeah.
that there was any tie at all, Leah?
No, I mean, other than
That's good.
Dawn,
The
Lucky,
The
her
same
same
yeah,
actors.
character.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
But you
was
didn't think like
no.
you thought it
But
might be
so
like
Mhm.
American Horror Story where it's just different
right,
things, different seasons.
right. So, but
Mhm.
is she Ruby or is she
Okay,
just the same
she's
character?
Ruby. So she's a little bit older than we left her in season 1, and she tells Bernice that their daddy left and the things that she went through as a kid have never left her and that she isn't right. We then get the flashbacks to Ruby in season 1, painting herself white, imagining those
Mhm,
cheerleaders, the hallucinations she was having, the kids screaming at her in
mhm.
the school. She says that she can't let the babies go through what she did with having a crazy mom, and she doesn't want them to grow up with a crazy mom.
Aw.
Ruby then pulls Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls out of her bag and leaves them with the babies and a note for each of them. As Dawn tries to chase her mom out the door, the lights behind her in the house begin to shut back off one by one by one. And when she turns around, she is now in a small red space, alone. She is banging on the walls and saying she can't breathe. And when we pan out, little Edmund is sitting on the floor looking at the small red box that his sister has been locked in the closet.
Oh.
She's banging and pleading, and all of a sudden, a straw comes down through a hole in the box. Baby Edmund says she's gone and it's safe now. Dawn puts her mouth on the straw and sucks in for dear life to get air. Bernice now returns in the background, and we hear her beating Edmund mercilessly for helping his sister. Dawn is sobbing,
Aw.
and when she opens her eyes, she is lying on the foyer of the floor. She looks up, and the scare is coming toward her down the hall. She says she will destroy him, but he says she will join him. They can be a family, and this time no one can ever hurt them. He takes control of Dawn's body and levitates her. He tells her to forget Kelvin like she forgot him. She begs and tells him that they made her forget him. She pleads for him to stop and asks Edmund to protect her. She says she loves him, and in that moment, he does drop her, and his arms begin bending and cracking, kind of in the same way that people throughout the episode had been bending and cracking. And as she
Mhm.
continues to tell him nice things, he breaks apart more and more, but all the while, an identical Dawn with an evil, maniacal smile, however, she has Raggedy Ann hair, is approaching her from behind, coming up behind her. So as the scare is breaking apart in front of her, this evil Dawn is coming up behind her. He becomes then the regular Edmund again, and he starts screaming in agony. It was almost like this outer layer of this bad thing broke off of him, and he's screaming. And Dawn sees the scary Dawn behind her, and at that moment, she smiles and disappears. Edmund is now lying on the ground, crying, and Dawn approaches and holds him. He tells her he loves her, and then his trapped soul appears to leave the body that's left behind. Dawn removes his glasses, and his face looks like the ring people, kind of like his warped
Like all
smile, open
contorted.
mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she removes his glasses and gently closes his eyes. And at that point, she actually starts to hear Kel screaming out for her. She goes down the hall and she finds him in a closet he had been locked in, and she pulls him into her arms into an embrace. And she says it's all going to be okay. Now we flash to Dawn, and she's back at the precinct and she's in another hearing, but this time she is playing audio of her incident with McKinney. And the group of men hear everything that he said, admitting to killing the other guy, saying the things he did about her and their kind. And the group of men admit
Ooh.
that she has had all charges dropped and that Diaz confirmed that what she did in self defense. So she's off the hook now.
Good.
The
Ooh.
Seinfeld guy asks if McKinney could have also been the large. Sorry. The lieutenant, sorry, asks if
It's
McKinney
funny because
could
you
have.
think of him as the Seinfeld guy, but I think of him as the Jurassic Park guy.
He's Newman. He's always Newman to me, but I get it. You're a little younger, and I think that's probably why.
No.
Um, So Newman asks if McKinney could have also been the large red-haired guy, and she says the killings will stop now. So she doesn't say yes, but she says basically, I think you're going to see that all of a sudden the killings are going to stop. So she's going to let McKinney go down for it all. He then tells her that he can offer her a desk job that soon as like everything kind of lays off of them, and she quietly smiles at him, and F the Police plays by NWA in the background as she turns her back and walks out. It's a
I
great,
love
great little
that.
scene there.
I
Mhm.
love that.
We now flash back to the home, and Kel's coming down the stairs with the same song actually playing in his Walkman, and it says 6 months later on the screen. So Dawn is making dinner, and Corey is there joining them. I don't know if they're back together or if he's just, wants to be there for them, but they all seem really content and happy. And later on, she's alone, and she decides to pull Athena's box back down. She sees photos of her and Edmund as children, her smiling, and him with a really sad, haunted look on his face. There is a second photo stuck to the back of this, and she pries them apart. And when she does, we see a black and white photo of the Emery family, taken before moving to Compton, as we can see Lucky holding baby Chester in the picture. Dawn stares at the mirror image of herself, looking kind of shocked because, I mean, just like us, she can see that
Mhm.
she looks exactly like this woman. And all of a sudden, we start to hear whistling. And a man in a black and white suit is walking up the stairs of the house to where Dawn is. His shadow's on the wall, and we can see him eating an apple. And as we start to see the shadow come more into focus, we can definitely see this is the Hat Man from season 1.
The
As he
man in
spreads his
blackface.
hands out,
Oh.
yeah, we see he is missing 2 fingers from his right hand. As he enters the room, Dawn looks at him. She's terrified. And with a macabre smile, he begins singing, "What you gonna do?" just like he did in season 1. And he is laughing at Dawn and tapping around and singing while a single tear falls down her face. And we end with a close-up of that man smiling wide. And that's the end.
Ew.
Mm.
Which is
Ew.
why we
And
need a
that
season
totally
3.
That's what I was gonna say.
Exactly.
That totally
Thank
leaves an
you.
opening for another season. Come on,
Yep.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh
because
my
she
gosh.
has a
Mhm.
kid, and it's clearly a curse that's following this family.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
wow.
So
But
it
you
would be
know what's
Kelvin as
crazy
an
is
adult right in the next one, and then maybe his
It could be
kids or
him as
something
adult,
in
his
some way.
kids. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
maybe they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we've already done that twist. Let's think of
Yeah,
something
true.
different." Because,
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people went into
True.
this not knowing that there was gonna be a connection.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they could
Good
always
point.
have some kind of connection, but just you don't really find out until the end. That's
Yeah.
fun.
They gotta
could-
have some
yeah.
sort of twist for us, but just keep
Right.
going with the family might be like, "Oh, people are gonna
Yeah.
expect that."
Well, it
Because
Yeah.
could be
obviously
Kelvin
it's
has illegitimate kids you never knew about, and
Right.
somebody
Yeah, they
finds
just gotta
out
come up with a
they
good
were
one. They gotta
sperm.
come up with
Yeah,
something
like he
because
could
good.
be
it's
the
gotta
grandpa in the next
it's gotta
one.
follow the family in some way,
Right.
right?
In some
'Cause it's the
way,
family's
yeah.
curse. So if he doesn't
Or he
know
looks
he's
just like the dad from season
sperm
1. I don't know. I mean, I
donor,
know we don't want to go that way,
something.
but
Something, yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
so
They
I'm just confused though. So is she relation to Lucky?
That's her
Or
granddaughter
oh, it's
It's
her.
her granddaughter.
Oh,
because it's
okay.
Ruby's kid. That's Ruby's daughter.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
right. That's right. That's right. Wow, I was not I would have never guessed in a million years that that's who the mom was ever.
Neither did we when we
Ever.
first watched
I didn't
it.
either. Don't
That's
worry. I
awesome.
didn't see it coming, and
No.
that's what I loved about it because it
No.
was
No.
such a great reveal in the season.
And it was
Very
I
good.
like that they left it till the end,
Mhm.
to like the
Right,
very end of the
exactly.
show.
But why
Oh
didn't they
my
ever show those
gosh.
notes? I was mad that I didn't get to see what the notes said.
Like the
Oh,
notes
like
from
to the
Ruby,
babies?
yeah.
They
Yeah.
show specifically those notes that say "to my baby boy," "to my baby girl," and then they never actually
Mhm.
show us the
You're right.
contents of the notes. I was kind of annoyed
Oh.
about that, but that was my only thing.
Mm. Maybe they had planned it for season 3. There were the notes to be found
Yeah.
somewhere in red, and then it
Maybe.
just
They
didn't
still have
happen.
time. We're not gonna
Well, I was gonna say I don't understand why Edmund was like after Dawn because I felt like she tried they were a team when they were kids.
Yeah, he was
Like she
isolating
wasn't out
her
to get
to
him.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was isolating
But
her to
like
get her to join him. He was gonna destroy
mm,
everything around her, so she would choose to
uh-huh.
be that evil smiling Dawn,
And
and
then they could be together.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then so are we led to believe that that Hat Man is behind it all and
I
he's
think he's part of the curse.
Part of the yeah.
I think he's that
I
same
think he's
demon.
like
from that black and white
Right.
episode, and he just keeps evolving into different iterations
right.
to
Where the church
terrorize.
burned down.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
he's a manifestation of whatever that demon or curse is, and
Mhm.
as through time, I guess he'll evolve into something else. But I guess a man in blackface worked in at that point in time, and maybe still in the 90s. I don't know, but it's just
Mhm.
yeah.
Man, I loved that. I loved that, and I loved that it was, start to finish, easy to follow, and I
Mhm.
love the way they ended it. I am blown away that that's the way that they chose to tie the 2
Definitely
together,
too.
but I loved it.
Mhm.
Oh my
And the
gosh,
acting, honestly,
wow.
Luke James, I really feel like he should have
He's
gotten
good.
some notice for this because he plays Edmund to a T. Like the acting's phenomenal and all the acting's great, but he was such a standout to me because I hadn't seen him other than like looking
Mhm.
cute and normal. So yeah, it's good. Good stuff.
He's a
Has he
pretty
done
man.
something else that we've seen?
Um, I know he has, but I don't think it's something. Hang on, let me see.
Okay, I have
Because
to
I
look him
know
up.
if
Yeah.
have you ever looked him up? Because he's gorgeous. First of all, I swear he's a rapper. If I could be, or like a R and
Oh,
B
I looked up a
singer or a
picture of
rapper or
him.
something.
I'm
Okay.
Let's
looking at a
see.
picture of him. He is a
Yeah.
handsome guy.
So Luke James Boyd is an American singer, songwriter, and actor from New Orleans. He has released 2 studio albums and has written songs for Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, and others.
They
Oh.
He's
call that
cute.
man the tap dance man,
Okay.
Okay,
I think is the
Not
man
the
in
Hat
who
Man. He's
blackface?
the tap dance
Yeah,
man. Okay.
yeah.
Ooh, they could do his origin story. I'd be interested
Yeah,
to see how
That's
Ooh.
that
cool.
happens.
that'd be cool.
Oh, that
Mhm.
would be. Go back in time further. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, he was in a
Mhm.
New Edition biopic. Okay, Luke James.
Oh, interesting. I didn't
He's
even
just
know there
very
was one of
handsome.
those.
I didn't
He's
either.
very
You didn't watch
photogenic.
it? I watched it.
Mm-mm. He was in Insecure. He did an episode or two of that.
Oh, I don't
I'm
remember
just
him
looking
on
at his
there, but
IMDb. I don't
yeah.
either. I'm just looking at. So he did
Isn't
a
he
Bobby
cute though?
Brown one. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. When he has got the facial hair.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Okay. Sorry.
He
I
really pulls
just
off, like,
got
that
lost in the
Cosby sweater
pictures.
and the glasses really well, too.
Doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like,
the high
that's a good
top
look for
fade.
He
I
had a
him.
good.
love it.
He had a good
Yeah,
90s look. He had a
he
good face for
did.
the
Mm-hmm.
90s. Yeah.
That's funny. Man, I really liked that, and I'm sad. I mean, like, I agree with you that I think it was good that it didn't go on for too long and, like, drag the story out too much and make it too convoluted, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm kinda sad also that it was only 8 episodes. I would have taken another episode or 2
Mm-hmm.
for
Like, I
sure.
feel
Same.
like I guess they could have dragged it on and done more of like a McKinney backstory, but do we really care?
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
no.
There's other
Ew.
characters they could have done like an episode on. You know how they like to do filler episodes? Like, let's just randomly feature
Yeah,
this character.
yeah.
So we didn't
Oh,
need it.
speaking of the guy who plays McKinney, I was shocked.
Yeah.
He is also slightly good looking, and they make him look so gross and ugly in the show that I never would have thought it. But they do that sometimes with these. They could throw a mustache on a guy and make him look a certain kind of way, and all of a sudden he's
Mm-hmm.
ugly. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to look up who
that's
he is
Very
again. I'll
crazy.
send it
Well,
to you
interesting.
later.
I mean, I
Okay.
don't know, maybe your tweet will get some action, and maybe
I
we'll get
wish.
some ball rolling somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody will take on a season 3 because I think it seems like the perfect timing for it.
Yeah. Have you taken it
Yeah.
to Reddit yet?
Yeah, good question.
Oh,
Have
no, I
you,
haven't.
Kristen?
I went ahead and tagged the creators
The creator.
on
Yeah.
Twitter trying to get their attention, but I'm sure they're probably not on Twitter. I'm sure any real like real artists and actors are not spending their time trying to see who tags them on Twitter. So,
You never know. I had, what's the director guy? He's married to Leslie no, he
Judd
did,
Apatow?
yes, Judd Apatow. He
oh,
replied to one of my tweets one time, and so you
Was
never
it
know.
was it back when Twitter was still Twitter though?
Yeah,
That's
I
when
think
people
it
were actually
was.
doing that.
I think
Now
it
it's
was.
such a mess. I don't think anybody
It
is
totally
on
sucks
there.
now,
Yeah.
which
I mean,
is
they ruined
unfortunate
it.
because it was my favorite platform, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
Elon
Mm.
ran it into the ground. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kristen. I loved
Yeah, thank
Yeah, that was
the end of
great.
it. I loved Leah's reaction to the twist because that's what we all felt the
I
first time we
Yeah.
was
saw it.
blown away. I loved how they did it. I honestly did. That was so
had
great.
no idea.
I would have never guessed it. That's awesome.
Well,
Yay.
we will be back next time with I'm not sure what. I know we'll do like a movie or two. It's the holiday season, so we'll probably do a mix of some holiday horror and then there's some new stuff. There's a few new horror
Oh,
films out,
yeah.
but I want to do like Black Christmas, so I don't know. I want to do a couple of Christmas ones or holiday
That's
ones.
fun.
So we'll see.
I mean, I know that we would not probably cover it because I don't think any of you would want to watch it, but I do think that one of the Terrifier movies has a Christmas theme.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
I don't think
I'll
I could
listen. I'll
watch
be you on
Terrifier.
that
No,
one,
I
Leah.
won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not watching it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
We'll have Ruby
I'll
come in
think
and do
about
a guest episode. Ruby
Yeah,
and
There
her
you
if she would like
go.
to do that, that's fine.
Mhm.
There
But
you
I think
go.
it's too visually, I don't know, might be too much for
Aggressive.
me.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, we'll be back with a movie for you next time. So
Surprise.
thanks
Yeah.
everyone.
Awesome. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
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 For more information about us and all of the wines that we feature, visit our website at fearandwine.com. And make sure you follow Fear and Wine wherever you listen to podcasts so that you don't miss a new episode. And if you like us, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. Thanks.